Coming up, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the brand new Disney Plus original Happier Ever After, A Love Letter to Los Angeles. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So Disney is set to release a brand new concert experience featuring the music of Billie Eilish this coming Friday on the 3rd of September. Now this new concert is around about 100 minutes long, and it features all 16 tracks from Billie Eilish's latest album Happier Ever After. Obviously filming a concert during a pandemic isn't the easiest thing to do, so what they did is they went to the Rose Bowl in Los Angeles and kind of didn't have any crowds there, so they were able to kind of use an open space. Now each individual song has a kind of a different look to it. It kind of often is a case of a different colour, so one might be red, one might be orange. Now it's kind of pretty basic, but that actually works quite well. You get to see her walking around the stage. You've also got her brother on the stage doing bits, and you've also got a drummer, though surprisingly he's just been put like inside of a glass bubble inside of the stage. Obviously they're trying to keep them apart, so that's one thing. You've also got some different kind of things going on throughout the concert. For example, some of the time there's an actual like orchestra sort of surrounding her, but they're all spaced out. And at one point there's even like a school choir that she used to belong to, and they're all spread around. And they kind of break it up throughout the whole sort of concert, and it kind of breaks that, so you're not watching just her walking around the stage by herself, because that would be probably a little bit boring. In between some of the songs and overlapping some of the songs, you also get footage of them kind of traveling through Los Angeles in a car, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Roger Rabbit, because you've got an animated version of Billie Eilish. Now it's kind of a cel shaded version, so a little bit like the What If series in terms of the animation style. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like video games like The Walking Dead. And she's kind of in a car, kind of interacting with the world, though she just looks terribly bored. But then that kind of seems quite often to be the way how she looks when she's making it, because she doesn't have a lot of facial expressions, and the cartoon seems to have kind of captured that a lot. Now overall I think that works very well, and the way they integrate it, and it's a little bit fun, but overall it was just a really kind of relaxing special. There's a few songs that were a little bit more upbeat, but I'm not a huge Billie Eilish fan. I've only really heard of a few of her songs, so watching this through I was like going, oh, it's really kind of quite laid back, because she's got a very whispery, like quiet way of singing. I'll be honest, my old ears really struggled to pick up what she was saying. I did read that a lot of people like listening to her with headphones on, so you can kind of pick up all the words. So that was the only thing. I had to turn it up a little bit in order to kind of hear what she was saying. Now I really enjoyed it. I've actually watched it twice already, because the first time I kind of watched it and then the second time I had it on while I was doing some articles and stuff for the website, and I think I probably did that a little bit. I did it a lot with Black is King and also the Taylor Swift special, where I can put them on in the background, and I think that's kind of an advantage of these concerts and stuff that they're putting onto Disney Plus. I think it's a great opportunity to do something different, offer a different kind of content, and I think going out and doing concerts is a great way of, it's good for the artist to kind of reach a different audience, and it's just something you can put on that's a bit different. And I said, you know, I think it's got a lot of repeat value, because you can just put it on. If you don't like Billie Eilish's music, well then you're probably not going to like this. There's no real kind of way you can say it, but if you like her music, then you're going to want to check it out. If you're like me and you've kind of got really no idea who she is, just try it out, put it on in the background while you're doing some chores and bits and pieces, and you're either going to like it or you're not. Some of the tracks I liked a little bit more. There was one that I thought was really nice, was just like her and her brother doing like a duet near the end, and some of the songs were a little bit better than others, but there was a little bit of strobe lighting on some of them. It seemed like the lights were flashing a little bit, which I wasn't so keen on. So on one of them, when I was watching it, I did kind of fast forward that track because I didn't like all the flashing lights. I don't know if there didn't seem to be a censor warning. It might be on the actual Disney Plus version when it arrives. But that was my one little thing of it, because, you know, I didn't want it setting off like a migraine or anything like that. But it was just the way that the lights were flashing. But I thought it worked really well. It was a very stylistic, a lot much more simple with being at that Rose Bowl, but at the same time being able to do something a little bit different. And just, I think that's always a cool thing, just having something that's on Disney Plus that's a little bit different. It's not a Marvel or a Star Wars original or some Disney Channel thing. This one's very much original on its own, and I really like that. And like I said, I ended up listening to the album then while I've been working up here in the office, because it kind of from that special. So that was a cool thing. So for me, I'd probably give this one like a 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't amazing. It didn't blow me away in terms of the visual effects or anything like that. And I don't know if the music didn't necessarily jump to me like I'm an artist I would normally listen to. But I thought it was perfectly fine. I thought it was enjoyable. I'm sure Billie Eilish fans are going to really enjoy it. But I do find just how quiet she is kind of difficult to hear, and that's just me being an old fart. But that's just for me. But let me know what you're going to be doing. Are you going to be watching this one? Are you going to be checking it out over the weekend? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. Also, a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.